What's going on YouTube? It's Adam from Beyond the Grid. Welcome back to my channel for another mobile Lightroom tutorial. But before we get into this, I just want to throw a special thanks to each one of you guys because we just hit 12,000 subscribers. And honestly, I'm overwhelmed that you guys are even subscribing to me. So thank you guys for doing that. And thank you all you guys that hit that like button because honestly, that's probably what gets me out there into the world. But that's enough for a thank you. I just want to jump into the tutorial and get you guys showing how I created this look using my preset collection Instagood.
But if you close your eyes.
So like I said at the beginning, this tutorial is going to be influenced by my Instagood collection, which includes 11 presets that are designed to work in the mobile app and are designed to work across all of your photos and keep this consistent theme despite where you shoot or how you shoot. So that's really it for that. Let's jump into this. I'm going to show you guys how I edited this photo so that you guys can get this preset and start using it on your photos as well. Okay, so now that we're in the Lightroom app, we're going to begin editing in the light panel like I usually do. For this, we're going to bump up our contrast a little bit. We're going to leave our exposure for now. We might come back and adjust it. Our highlights, we're going to drop right off the map to minus 100. Our shadows, we're going to raise up. Let's say about 60. That way we really pull her off the wall, so there's not that difference in the wall there. Then our whites, we're going to bring those up to, let's say, plus 47. Our blacks, we're going to drop those just a little bit to create some of the contrast back. We're going to come back and do the tone curves in a little bit, but for now we're going to come back and do our color. So we're going to bump up our temperature a little bit to really warm up the photo. We're also going to adjust our tint, bring that up to 11. Our vibrancy, we're going to bring that up, let's say about a plus 10, and our saturation just a little bit, let's say plus 3. Then we're going to come over to our color mix. We're going to start adjusting our colors. So our red, we're going to go down to, let's say, a minus 2 just a little bit. Saturation, we're going to bring that right down just because we don't want our tan to have any red in it. We want it to be more of a natural coloring. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our luminancy. Let's just bring that up just a little bit, say plus 3. We're going to come over to our orange and we're going to bring up our hue, say plus 12. Our saturation just a little bit, let's say 4. And our luminancy, we're going to bring that up a little bit as well, let's say plus 4 as well. Then we're going to come over to our yellows. We're going to bump up our hue, say 11. Our saturation, same thing. Let's go to the 11. And then our luminancy, we're going to go a little bit more. We're going to come up to the 19. Then for our greens, we're not going to do too much. We're just going to touch our saturation. Just drop that down a little bit. Let's say 11. Then our aquas, we're going to bring up our hue by 10. Our saturation down to 11. And let's bring the luminancy down to minus 22. We're going to come over to our blues. Let's bring it down a little bit. For the hue, saturation as well, just a little bit, not too much. Let's say minus 8 as well. And then our luminancy, let's darken them up a little bit. Let's say minus, let's go a little more. Minus 16 looks pretty good. And then for our purples, we're going to raise the hue up, say plus 60. Our saturation, we're going to bring that up just a little bit to 13. Leave the luminancy. Then we're going to come over to our magentas. Let's drop this guy right down. 89. Let's raise this up to about a plus 6. That looks pretty good so far. Let's go over to our our effects. We're going to go over to our split tone. We're going to add a little bit of yellow into our highlights. So let's go a saturation of, hue of 40, 48, just a little bit. So we're going to bring our saturation down quite a bit. Let's say 51 and 7. And then for our shadows, we're going to add a little bit of blue in there. So we're going to go over to a 193 area and just a little bit again, say like a 2. Oops, that was way too much. Let's say a 5. That looks pretty good there. We're going to add a little bit of clarity back into it. Not too much there. Then we're going to add a little bit of sharpening. Add in a little bit of mask so we can figure out where we're masking. So if you guys don't know how to do that, what I want you to do is move the slider around and then hold the screen and you can actually see what you're going to be doing and what you're actually going to be making more sharp. So that looks pretty good right there. Actually, let's come down a little bit. That looks good right there. Now we're going to come over to our light panel. We're going to go over to our curves. Let's start with the basic light curve. For this one, we're going to do an anchor over here, an anchor in the middle. We're going to do one right here. And we're going to raise this guy up a little bit, and then we're going to bring you up. Not so much, so right there, you down a little bit. Then we're going to come over to our reds. And this is where it's going to get a little bit weird, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one right there. Then we're going to take one and go up here. And then we're going to take this guy, drop him down, this guy, him down. So I know that looks a little bit weird, but it'll make sense in a little bit. If you guys don't understand about your RGB tone curves, click on the link right above. It's going to take you guys to another video that I'm going to explain what this is actually doing to your photo, rather than you guys just seeing it and looking at it and being like, oh, what the heck are you doing, Adam? So let's do the finish on the green. So again, we're going to go up here, a little bit over here, down over here, and that looks pretty good so far. Maybe one more right there. Let's raise that guy up a little bit. Then we're going to go over to our blues. And we're going to do one right here again. Raise up there. Then we're going to come over here, lower him a little bit, lower him a little bit. And then we're actually going to raise that up a little bit over there. That looks pretty good. We're going to come back over to our reds, adjust this guy a little bit, him a little bit. That looks pretty good. Let's go back over to our mix and let's just play with our oranges for a second here. Just because there's a little bit too much orange in our skin there. So I'm going to go right there. I'm going to go over to my reds, drop that luminancy, actually raise that up right there. And yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's look at a quick before and a quick after. So that's really about it for this one. But I mean, it's still missing something, and that's the mobile app problem, and it's because it's missing the camera calibration. If you guys don't know what that is, well, let's do a quick explanation. So when we were adjusting the HSLs, we were adjusting individual colors, and we're adjusting the tone or the influence of that color on the photo. Where the camera calibration is actually going to affect the pixel of that color, and it's going to affect the overall photo that is going to have that pixel color in it. So we're adjusting our reds, our greens, and our blues. We're actually adjusting the pixelation of it, and we're creating different colors for it. Yes, that sounds a lot like gibberish and it doesn't really make any sense, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the same photo that we just edited, then I'm going to show you a preset that I created in the desktop, transferred into my phone and applied to that same photo so you guys can see a difference of what that camera calibration is going to have. So as you guys can see from that before and after, adding that camera calibration does a world of difference, especially for a skin tone. It gives more of a natural look. But let's say you guys want to save this preset and use it on other photos. What you're going to do is you're going to go up into the top right corner. You're going to click on the three little dots, click create preset, click on the preset name and name it. So I'm going to name this one IG12 for Instagood 12 because I've already got my other 11 in here. Then you're going to click OK. Then you're going to go over to your next photo that you want to apply it to. Go over to your presets, and then you're going to scroll down and you're going to find one of the Instagoods. Then you're going to find one that you like. So I'm going to start going through. Actually, I like that one. So we're going to go with number 1. Then I actually want to bring it down a little bit. So I'm going to go over to my light, draw my exposure, let's say 2 points. And there's your before and there's your after. And just like that, you guys have your photo edited. So if you guys want to check out my Instagood collection, I'll leave a link down below where you guys can check those out. But if you guys found this video helpful at all, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. If you guys are not a subscriber, I mean, why aren't you? Hit that subscribe button. And until the next time, take care, everybody.